Hi buddies, nice to meet you all. I think this is the first class for us. So in the first class itself we are going to see this poem part. The poem part name was Trains. This poem was written by Humayun Kabir. Before go to that poem part, I want to ask some questions to you. So in kids we will play one game. What's the game was? Train game we will play chikku buku like that at all. We will play a train game. So here today we are going to see about the train poem. This poem was written by Humayun Kabir. Humayun Kabir was an Indian writer and educationist and the philosopher also he is. So in this poem is about one child. That child has fond of trains to travel. So I think we are all like to travel. So we are having different kinds of modes of transport we are traveling. So in this stanza, so the Humayun Kabir shows the different kinds of trains in this poem. What are the different kinds of trains we are having? So goods train, passenger train at all we are having. So like a same way here the poet also using the different kinds of trains. So first stanza he start with the goods train. So first I am going to read the stanza. Listen this. Mother, I sit by my window for hours and end and watch the long trains rumble past. Some are dark and journey tediously. No doors, no window, no shining lamps. Slowly they move like huge elephants that move like shadows in the shadowy dark. So what are the new words in this stanza means hours and end. That means for a long time. Tediously means tiresomely. So in this stanza the poet says about the goods train. So why he is comparing with goods train means because in this goods trains that does not have doors, windows, no shining lamps at all. So he just compared this goods train to the huge elephants. Why he is comparing these goods trains to the huge elephants means because if you watch a herd of elephants, if you watch a herd of elephant means how it will move? It will move one behind one another only, is it or not? Yes, like a way the goods train compartment also moves like a one by one only. So only our poet just compares these goods train to the huge elephant. So this is the first stanza. So totally we are having this 5 stanza. This is the first stanza. This first stanza is a memory poem for you. Once again I am repeating. This stanza is a memory poem for you. So study this memory poem. Okay. Shall we move on to the next stanza now? Yes? Yes. So in this second stanza, sometimes a train comes flashing past with many windows lit by many lamps that dance and will with movement shift. A marriage procession with music loud. Shrill whistles that rise above the din of the rhythmic beat of wheels revolving fast. So in the first stanza the poet tells about the goods train and he compares the goods train to the huge elephant. So in the second stanza he is talking about another different kinds of train. So what is that means? That is passenger train. So that is passenger train. What is meant by passenger train means we know that. So most of the middle class people we just use the train transport only. So using this passenger train only we will travel I think. So here the poet uses the passenger train compares to the wedding procession. Why he just compares to the wedding procession means, through the wedding procession, with music loud, shrill whistles that rise above the din of the rhythmic beat of wheels revolving fast. In the passenger train, we are having the doors, windows and shining lamps. In the goods train, there has no doors, windows and shining lamps. So you are having the difference between goods train and passenger train. So the goods train is huge elephant. In the passenger train, he compares to the marriage processions. Through this marriage procession, we will make a sound. Using the music loud we will use. Then he compares the sound, crich, 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 crich. That sound comes under the train. So that sound compares to the music loud. With the wedding processions. So of the rhythmic beat of wheels revolving fast. Means using the wheels only, it just revolves. Using the flashing post, using the great speed only, the sound comes, it's like a rhythmic beat. So only the poet compares the passenger to the wedding processions to make the rhythmic beat of wheels revolving around this train. So this is the second stanza. Shall we move on to the third stanza now? Yes? So next, in the third stanza, the poet shows that a train has a tireless journeys. The poet says that it has a tireless journeys. In this stanza, he just compares this to crows does and forget to caw, and that dog lies in the shade of hanging tongue. So what's the meaning for? Once again, I read this stanza, you just listen, then I am going to explain to you. On hot afternoons, you go to sleep and with dizzy heat swoons all the world. Even the crows does and forget to caw. The dog lies in the shade with a hanging tongue. I watch for hours and still the tireless trains march on and on along their iron rod. So what is in this stanza means, so in the hard time we will feel very tired. We need some rest. So the child thinks that so in the hot season we are all feel tired. We need some rest. So like a way the train also needs some rest. The child thinks about this. In all the day and night, this train are working even in the hot season, even in the cold season. All the seasons or this train is moving without taking any rest. So only the child is watching all those things inside the train itself. On hot afternoons you go to sleep. Even so the crows does forget to caw. So what's the meaning for means, even crows itself forget to caw because of the hot sunny afternoon. And he compares this dog. So the dog also feels like a shad with a hanging tongue without water, without of this restlessness. I watch for hours and still the tireless train march on and march on along their road. So I am still watching all those things, still the train is moving on through this iron rod only without taking any rest of this hot afternoon season as well as the cool season also, without taking any rest. It's just moving on and on. So this is the third stanza. So shall we move on to the fourth stanza now? Yes, shall we move on? In the fourth stanza, the poet tells about the train without taking any rest. So how it was working, and in the middle of the night also how it works. In the middle of the night also how it works. It was watched by this young child. So I can read this, listen. Sometimes at night in sleep I hear the low distant rumble of the train. So I rub my eyes and sit upon my bed, and beneath the light of the flickering moon moves the long shadowy outline far away like a huge serpent crawling through the night. So in this stanza what all the new words means? Rumble means that is the sound. Okay, wow. Next one, beneath means under. Serpent means that is snake. Flickering moon means, what is that means? Flickering moon means the moon just hide away means the clouds just hide away means the moon looks like dim. Suppose the clouds just side away means what has happened means the light becomes reappears. So that's the meaning for flickering moon. Okay, wow. So in this stanza the child is just sleeping in the bedtime. The child is just sleeping in the bedtime. He started in between and started to rub his eyes. What is happening? Still the train is working or not? So he started to watch that the place. In the middle of the night also this train is working. So that's the thing he just explains. And beneath the light of the flickering moon moves the long shadowy outline far away like a huge serpent crawling through the night. He just compares this to the serpent. So what is meant by serpent means? Serpent means it's a snake. How the snake looks, how the snake moves like a crawling only, So like a same way here the train also moving. So this is the fourth stanza. Shall we move on to the fifth stanza now? Yes? So this is the last stanza. In this stanza how the trains come across all the mighty streams. So what is the meaning for stream means? Stream means river. So they cross through forest and vast plains. But at the end of their restless journeys, where do they go and finally rest? So the young child has a doubt. What's the doubt means? How the trains moves without taking any rest. So all day by day night this train is moving. So here the poet uses the child's innocence and how the poet writes this poem as a honest manner. So this is the last stanza. So where do all these trains go day and night? You say they bore their way through hills. What's the meaning for bore means here? Dig, make a hole. That's the meaning for here bore. They roar over bridges across mighty streams. So if you can itself watch that. So if we are traveling through the train means we can also see the bridges, vast plains, forest, all those things we can see. Like the same way here the child also seeing all those things. So that's only here explaining. They roar over bridges across mighty streams. They crash through forest and vast plains. But at the end of their restless journeys, where do they go and finally rest? So these two lines are explaining how the train moves restless journeys. So that's the line here explaining. So totally we are having this 5 stanzas. The first stanza is a memory poem for you. So study this first paragraph, first stanza. Okay, thank you for seeing this video. Thank you. Bye bye. See you later.